What's going on, guys? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue 9. So, this is the last for the catch up, and at this point, I will be waiting, but hopefully by the time that this one releases, I'll have the next one ready to go as well. So, New York City versus Ninja Turtles Part 3, The Way of the Rotted Rat. Again, all of these have been done by Jason Aaron, and I have been very, very pleased with his writing in this. And it looks like he and Juan F., because I'm not going to attempt that last name, it would be a disservice for such beautiful artwork here. Yeah, this has been my favorite pairing. I'm not trying to shit on any of the other artists, but I really like Juan's work with both how everything's laid out and how everything... I don't know if Nathan... is also helping lay these out, but it has been wonderful. I've been really enjoying it. So, going ahead and getting in, we have Michelangelo is our primary focus. So, it's his inner monologues that we're getting, and basically he's just kind of reflecting on everything that's transpired in the last several issues here. You know, he was when we first meet him in this series, he's a TV star and he's got a really popular show, and he was feeling lonely. He was missing everything. You know, he's basically getting us all caught up, and he is out on the hunt for Donnie because Donnie turned himself in. Over here, we're seeing They had it all on camera. You know, Hale made sure to parade Donnie around and made a big thing of it. And so it is believed that Donnie is being held here. That's what Mikey's doing. And I kind of like how in this couple of pages, we actually need to read it as he's going through here. It is not a top to bottom like normal. It is bottom to top. So yeah, Mikey's just making his way. And again, I really like how these pages are all laid out. Each room acting as its own panel. It's a lot of fun to read. I'm really into this whole layout. And so yeah, Mikey went through the front door and is making his way there. He's getting hit with the tear gas over there. And thinks he's finally come across Donnie. Well, it's Raph, who also is out looking for Donnie. And Mike's like, where the hell have you been this whole time? Raph's like, well, I came through the window instead of the front door, you know, like a ninja. Well, the window got shut down, and the only way out is back through the front door, through more Foot Clan. So, the two reluctantly team up. They're still not on good terms with one another. Like I said in prior reviews, Raph and Mikey are especially estranged of the four brothers. They still bicker with Leo, but it's not to the level as it is with one another. And so they make their way through the flamethrowers and all that, and battle it back out. Raph has to carry Mikey on his back into their new home in Newark, New Jersey, as opposed to New York, which they are still not very fond of. And Leonardo's waiting for him and is like, yeah, see, you didn't find him there. Me and Splinter could have told you this. And so they're now having it out with Leo, just kind of feeling a little abandoned, especially Mikey. Mikey really feels like all of his brothers abandoned him. It's coming at him saying, you know, we're supposed to be brothers, and Leo is like, yeah, I agree. That's what Donnie was trying to get us to do, and we all realized it too late. And so Mikey's like, well, I'm not going to let you guys abandon Donnie the way you guys abandoned me. And that just starts a big old fight between the three of them as to who was to blame for all of, for their split up here. And so, by the end of it all, Mikey has decided, well, the hell with you guys. I'm going to go find our brother, and takes off. And, you know, Leo's like, hey, you know, we need to take in Splinter's words. Raph's like, oh, God, Mikey, I still hear him crying. And then he's like, wait, crying? that's not even coming from Mikey. And he's realizing, oh, Splinter's there. He even says, Dad. And so Raph's on board now. So 3 out of the 4 turtles have now heard Splinter. And then we cut over to Donnie. See what's Donnie. What's going on with him? He is behind bars, and Hale is telling his Foot Clan guys, he's like, I'm gonna go, shake him up and rattle him a little bit, and he's trying to get under Donnie's skin. But Donnie does the whole Uno reverse and, starts telling him all about Hale's life, things that nobody else should know, about the mutant that killed his family and how Hale was able to get revenge. And he's like, yeah, didn't make anything feel better, huh? Your parents are still dead. Framing me and my brothers for murders we didn't commit, that's not going to make you feel any better either. You're still going to have, what does he say, like razors and kitchen knives in your stomach. You're still going to be filled with hate and rage. And so, yeah, Donnie gets under Hale's skin enough to make him walk away. And we see that he is being held at the Bronx Zoo. Over here with April, we see she's out in front of the courthouse or city hall or whatever it is. Hey, look, I don't know anything about New York as far as its layout. So I think that's the courthouse, but I'm not 100%. A couple foot soldiers decide to stop her and say, hey, you need to clear out or we're going to put you in front of District Attorney Hale. And with the growing rat army behind her, she said, that's a wonderful idea. And we cut away from her. We're on the subway. We're catching up with what Mikey's doing. And he's definitely looking like Uma Thurman in Kill Bill. Even has the little Puma shoes on. So anytime I see like a yellow and black jumpsuit, I'm immediately thinking of Kill Bill. And he's approached by a hooded figure who does not introduce himself, kind of telling him, hey, it's a little dangerous to be on the subway this time of night. What does he say? The subway, Metro Sharks. This is kind of their area. And so they're having a little back and forth. Mikey realizes he's pushing around a cart with a shirt from his TV show on there. And he's curious as to where he got that. Because I don't think it was that popular in the States, but it was definitely popular over in Tokyo. So he's kind of curious. And just then the Metro Sharks, they show up. And again, I like the little paneling layout between all the nunchucks here. And they're kind of funny and kind of cringy all at once. They're entering and they're describing to each other like how everything's going to go out in like a nature documentary. It's like, all the helpless prey for the sharks, and we're going to rip and tear them up and stuff like that. And yeah, Mikey's not even remotely intimidated, and he stands up, shows off his nunchucks, and is ready to go. And basically mimics what they were doing with the whole nature documentary as he's swinging around the nunchucks, and they have no idea what he's swinging around. This guy over here thought it was like a marching band baton or something like that, and it like upset Mikey. He was like, oh man, these are nunchucks. How do you guys not know what this is? Do you not watch Bruce Lee or any 80s TV shows? And a guy pulls a gun. He's like, well, here's a classic for you. And so Mikey throws on the shades and proceeds to whoop some ass while singing his old TV show theme song. And I'm not gonna torture you guys with singing that myself, so I will spare you of that. But yeah, good stuff over here. Afterwards, he's got them all ready to go, get picked up by the police, and once the guy's like, oh, you're actually one of those mutants, he's like, hey, look, I don't want to cause you any harm. We can part ways here. And the hooded guy said, hey, well, you wanted to know where those shirts came from, so follow me. So he follows him over into like this homeless encampment that's called Haleville, and sees that all these people are wearing it. At first, he thinks that they're all fans of the show, but then he realizes that the shelter was just giving him away, and it cracks him up because he totally misunderstood what was going on and stuff like that. And he starts to realize, he starts to realize he needs to kind of help these people. That there's a whole lot more than what he's been going after. And so this guy makes mention of something that was talked about with Mikey and his two other brothers about bashing his head against a wall. And so that was like, wait, what are you talking about? Who are you? And the guy disappears. And so Mikey's out and he's beating up all these guys. He's like, I need to stop letting these guys make a bad name for mutants. And so he's out there fighting crime. And, he's just out there whipping ass. We see a nice good shot of him. Well, and then he runs in with his other two brothers. And so Mikey is not 100% there as far as like the whole Splinter thing. Because Leo shows him Master Splinter, and he's like, yeah, man, Splinter's still dead, and that thing smells worse than ever. But then more Foot Clan approach these guys, and they've all agreed that they're just done running. And so nice little action shot here. I really like this one. They're like, all right, let's go kick their ass, and you start to see that they're about back to where they were, right? Obviously, they're missing a vital member of their team, but they're out there kicking ass. And then suddenly, Mikey starts hearing some crying, and it starts to distract him. He starts getting his ass beat a little bit, and starts screaming about the crying. And while he's down on the ground, he starts to realize that it's Splinter. He also gets hit one more time, and then, that's our final shot there. So, all four brothers are on the same page now as far as hearing Master Splinter. I'm willing to bet that they're about ready to tie it all back together. I really liked right there at the end. Let me go back to that real quick. This shot here, I mean, as well as just looking great, it's really kind of showing us that they are starting to fight together and not in the same area. And that's nice to see. You don't want to have them separated for too long. You do want them to get going. As a fan, you do like all four brothers working together. So it's really nice to see that Donnie's not just some crazy whack job. He was just the first to realize what all of them then grew to realize. So seeing them all fight together, wonderful. Well, okay, seeing 3 out of the 4 at least. And I said it every time now, and I'm going to say it again. I love this series so far. This actually is now on my pull list. I enjoy it enough. I went to my local comic shop and I said, hey, I want this. I'm going to get the Shredder series that's coming, as well as the Casey Jones. I want everything to do with this. This has been very entertaining, and it keeps me, like, the whole rat thing with April, it seems to be leaning towards something connecting with Splinter. I still haven't fully ruled out Rat King. But again, maybe he died in the last series, and I'm just not there yet. So maybe that's an absolute ridiculous thought. But I'm really, really, really enjoying what I'm reading, and I hope that they don't fuck this up, because man, that would be a real damn shame for what they got going here. Jason Aaron is doing a phenomenal job, and I hope we continue seeing more artwork from Juan, because his. I still am a little bit more in favor with Eastman. Just I'm most familiar with him, and so it's nice to also see the creator's artwork. But I'd say outside of Eastman, Juan has probably earned my next favorite as far as art. I really like what he's done with their designs. it's the way that I like it, a slight wider head with like a shallower top of the head from their bandana. That's what I like to see. I made note, I think it was in issue 2, where the heads were a little bit more elongated, more like a person. It looked okay. I'm not trying to shit on it too much. It's just not my preferred look. So it's nice to see them come back to this, and I really just like everything that's been done as far as what Juan has brought to the table. But that is all I have for today, guys. So until next time, take care and God bless.